Greetings and salutations, my artsy friends. How is everyone today? So good, I hope. Good morning, Carol. How are you today? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I'm just going to start. So I'm thinking that today I wanted to take the pieces of, because on Tuesday I started this card and then I finished it in the afternoon. I am so good, Carol. Come on, I'm hanging with my artsy friends, making art. What could be finer? Not much, I don't think. Not much. Anyway, as I was creating this card, so I did the flowers during class, if you remember, and I added that. Remember, I added that bright yellow in the center, and that really rounded out my petals of my marigolds. And then I knew I wanted a really nice contrast background. So I did this kind of an aqua turquoisey color, and that was it was actually this blue aqua hydrous fine art watercolor, liquid watercolor. So that means it's super, super concentrated. So I just have a little palette that I have some in, and I just keep adding water to it because I kind of never use it all up. So you can let it dry because it's a little bit spendy. You can let it dry and then you just rehydrate it. Here we go. Right? So it's just like this. And I just add water to it and then I start painting again. Anyway, so once I did the backgrounds, I knew I wanted some deeper colors beside the flowers, and because I really wanted them to pop. But if you'll notice, I left little bits of light right around the flowers, so they were kind of framed almost. And then I came off and came back and took my trusty stencil, which I don't see right here at my fingertips, but you know the one. Oh, here we go. This one, you can tell I use it all the time. And I came in with my makeup sponge and some Dr. P.H. Martin's Bleed Proof White that I kind of mixed down till it was pretty thin. But, you know, you pounce your makeup brush in that color and then pounce it off onto your underpaper or on another part of your palette, something to get that so it's not full strength. Do you know what I mean? And then I just came in and did that hazy stenciling, which I just love. Like, I feel like it just like brought it all together. I just love that. Anyway, so that's what I did. What is that? What is this card? Good morning, Laura. Good morning, Renee. What is that? What do you mean, what is that? Help me, Renee. It's this weird, there's this weird delay. And so I know that you feel like you're responding directly when I'm speaking, but it takes a while. And then maybe I'm talking about something else. So try to be as specific as possible. Just let me know. Oh, personalization at a craft show. I betcha she's doing like people's names on ornaments or something like that. Anyway, so this was the first thing I created with the art printable. Remember we had oh, I love that, Carol. I love it. So if you're brand new here, if you would follow and like and Corbiere-Scott Designs on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. I gotcha now. It took me a little minute. Renee, but I figured it out. On Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, I would greatly appreciate that. And then if you would ask to join our private Facebook group, Let's Get Artsy with Anne Corbiere-Scott, that is a place where you are just free to share and blab about all things artsy. So, let's get to today's project. Hi, Ray. How are you? So, I took the pieces remember I had colored these pieces that were on the same art printable. Remember, I always have artwork for at least 3 cards and at least 2 sentiments on each art printable. So this one was a slimline, an A2, and an independent piece of artwork. And so I'm just intrigued by the Ooh, I need to take a drink of water. Picado. And so I did these 2 sections. Good morning, Sue. And I thought, you know what? I want to do like a banner with all bright colors. So I did the pink and the green, and so I have a bunch of colors here that I've been kind of fiddling around with from my Karin Markers. And I wanted to share with you this. So these are the Karin Markers that I have. Here's the neons, here's the metallics. So I make a little chart for myself. I have this watercolor notebook that I have all kinds of color charts. You know what I mean? Because I just need to, I need a reference, which blue is brighter? Because you can't really tell from the caps, right? But if I came here, I would be like, do I want Arctic blue or cool aqua? Do I want canary yellow or gold? Do you know what I'm saying? So I just, it's just something that really helps to just have that little reference. And I did it on watercolor paper because, I almost always create with water-based products, and I almost always create with them on watercolor paper. Yeah, I have a colored pencil chart that I bought from Sandy Allnock she has amazing color charts. And she has some for Copic markers, she has some for Prisma colored pencils. They're worth every penny. They're worth every penny. And they're only $6. But I'm telling you, you will, what a godsend for just creating color combination. It takes a lot of the guesswork out of, especially with Copics, which ones coordinate with which, And then you need to go to my YouTube channel and watch Michelle color my art printables with her Copics. She is the most talented Copic person I know. She's just magic. That's for sure. So during yesterday's stitch along, I was talking about things that I had seen on CBS Sunday Morning but I wanted to talk about them again. One of them was this poll they had taken, and I found this fascinating. So here's the poll. The poll: 37% of adult Americans say it's been over 5 years since they've written and mailed a personal letter. I thought that was interesting. And then 22% of Americans under 45 say they have never written or mailed a personal letter. Do you remember when that was the thing? Oh my gosh. I do try really hard to do correspondence once a week or so. Don't you just love getting a colorful envelope in the mail with, something fun from someone? I do, that's for sure. Do you remember when you would go to Hallmark and they'd have all those different stationery boxes? Like, oh my gosh. I loved the ones where there was an image on the stationery and a matching image on the envelope. I think that's why I like to decorate envelopes so much. Yeah, so I just set these little goals for myself, Renee. Like like 4 cards a week or something like that. Something where it's doable, certainly. I mean, anything is doable, right? So pretty. I just love when it just starts to kind of all come together. Anyway, I just found that fascinating. The lack of letter writing. I found that fascinating. What was the other story? Oh, there was this other story that was amazing. So this lady, there's this lady, and she had this neighborhood garage sale. She has these, I think she's been doing it for years, if I remember correctly. Anyway, she has this giant yard sale, and all the proceeds from that yard sale go to providing random acts of kindness throughout the community. How awesome is that? So she met a young girl who couldn't afford a prom dress at the mall, and she got a dress and shoes and jewelry. I mean, can you imagine how good that would make you feel? She provided donuts to nurses. She did, oh my gosh, just so many cool things. I just thought, isn't that fascinating that it would just take such a little thing to have such a big impact on your community, And I love that she provided like 2 services, right? Think about that. She's providing a service to the community by taking what they are discarding and selling it to someone else who is ready for that treasure in their life. And then she's taking the proceeds and providing another service by providing all of these random acts of kindness. I just thought that was the coolest, most inspiring story. Les Paul's son was on there talking about like his dad's first electric guitar and selling the one, I think, no, I don't want to mess up the story, but selling one of his most important guitars at an auction. I thought that was interesting. And now I have that How High the Moon in my head because they played that. And that was Les Paul and his wife, Mary Ford. I mean, I just love that song, but I just thought, I did not realize that that was his wife who was singing with him. Let's see, what other stories did I listen to? Oh, this whole supply chain thing. They talked about the supply chain issue that's plaguing our nation right now. And people are getting so frustrated with it. But they're saying that, you know, when the pandemic hit, then all of those foreign factories closed down, just like our factories closed down. And then they opened back up. Sorry, I gotta stop talking, I guess, when I get to little skinny parts. Anyway, they opened back up, but there aren't enough truckers to handle the massive amounts because people kept buying stuff. Stimulus money and all that. Or they were just at home, stuck, you know. I did buy a lot of art supplies online. That's for sure. Anyway, they said that there are so many ships stuck in the harbor because each one of those ships carries so many of those shipping containers, but they have to, once they reach the harbor, a truck needs to pick them up and then take that merchandise to a distribution center, and then it gets trucked to, you know, other areas. But they said that they have half as many drivers as they need. So you just, you know, who knows why the shortage in drivers, what the, you know. So if you know anybody who's looking for a job, I think truck driver would be a good one. They said almost every single thing. Yeah, that's what they said, that the because of this backlog, that there are ships just sitting in the water, just waiting to get to the harbor. It's crazy. It's crazy. On both sides of the country. Because they showed Southern California and New York, New Jersey area. It was fascinating. Anyway, ooh, I need to quit putting my fingers in this. I'm smearing it. Good thing I'm going to cut this one out. Oh, so they said that almost every single thing that you buy has been trucked in some kind of way. I thought that was fascinating. I have lots of truckers in my family, that's for sure. I just found the whole thing so fascinating. Okay, let's see. What other... Oh! Louise Penny and Hillary Clinton have written a mystery together. Louise Penny is one of my mom's favorite authors. She's read so many of her books and just loves them. Anyway, there was a lovely story about how they came together to write it, and keep turning. And what the story, what the premise of the story is, and just this, they had a mutual friend who was Hillary's childhood friend, but was madly in love with Louise Penny's writing, who is a connector. And so it was just, if you get a chance, you can watch any of those CBS Sunday morning stories on YouTube after it has aired on CBS on Sunday morning. I love them because they're always nice stories, That one was a good one, that's for sure. Oh, and I also saw an interview this past week. Did we talk about this already? The interview I saw with Ronnie Howard and his brother, Clint. Remember he was on Gentle Ben? Anyway, they wrote a story about their life in Hollywood and how it was, they had parents who were quite grounded, Midwestern stock. And so their experience was very different from, other child actors, that's for sure. Which I just, I need to take a drink. I just thought it was fascinating. So I bought both of those books, the Louise Penny Hillary Clinton one and the Ron and Clint Howard one. Everybody take a drink. Oh, and Renee, I did a little bit of research about the Panera breast cancer bagels. So they are shaped like a ribbon, like the breast cancer ribbon. And they, this is fascinating. They said that, so when I went on the website, they said that they have they always give a portion of the proceeds to breast cancer research, I presume. Anyway, but they have certain days where 100% of the donation of the 100% of the donation of the proceeds go to donations, which I thought was fascinating. And if I was reading this correctly, they have certain stores that give 100% donation of those bagels to charity. So it looked to me like there were a bunch of stores in Arizona that were doing it 100%, California, Georgia, I believe. There were a whole bunch of them. So be sure to check that out. And I will be purchasing some bagels. That's for sure. Oh, I think I'm rushing too much. I'm getting in color in the peekaboo holes. I watched this video of some people doing these banners they make them with tissue paper, which they call China paper in Mexico, because that's where it originated. The goods came from China, wrapped in tissue paper, and so they created something from that paper, and they don't cut with scissors, they cut them with, they have tools that they kind of hammer through. They stack 50 sheets of this tissue paper, right? And then they hammer with, like, they have different, what's the name of that? Like a chisel almost. They have some that are curved, some that are, straight, some that are holes, I believe. Anyway, they're just stunning. It was something to see, that's for sure. And they're used for all kinds of events. I mean, certainly Day of the Dead, because that's the most upcoming one. Which is, what an amazing, I would love to go to Mexico and experience that. A way to celebrate those who have passed on and still have that connection, How amazing would that be? I just love it. I'm sorry, what did you say, Renee? That's very cool, Renee. That's very cool. I just love when companies participate in those kinds of activities that certainly grow community and just awareness, I love that. That's so cool. And am I correct in that Panera is based, like its headquarters is based in Oklahoma, Renee? Is that correct? Oh, I wanted to share with you, don't forget that this weekend is Wordsmith Art and Whimsical Lettering. So Wordsmith Art this month is pumpkin. That's the word that we're going to artistically interpret. So we're doing all kinds of artsy techniques on this one entry. I can't wait to share it with you. So that is Saturday. Registration is still open on my website. Wordsmith Art 4. I just think that would be super fun to make together. And then on Sunday, and Saturday is Dictionary Day, where we celebrate Noah Webster and all of his accomplishments. So we'll be talking about that during Wordsmith Art. Also on Sunday, I'll be teaching whimsical lettering, so be sure to check that out on my website, Whimsical Lettering October 2021, where we'll each month, we always play with at least 2 hand-drawn alphabets. This one we always practice whimsical lettering. That one is kind of complex and works mostly with most of the alphabets the second set of alphabets that I introduce each month. I like to mix and match alphabets. I like to talk about what makes them work well together. And so this month works really well with whimsical lettering. So I can't wait to share with that with you. And then at the end of the month, on the 30th, we will be creating another pumpkin. I told you, I'm just pumpkin crazy this month. Another pumpkin in our Bibles. This one, I have one more little piece to finish up here. I did it quite cut out. I really liked that, and I did it as a tip-in. You can, every month you can do them as a tip-in, or you can do them direct to your page. Just FYI, that there's always some kind of fun class going on. So I think I'm going to do Arctic Blue. Let's find it. Let's see, what do we have? I absolutely will. That's on my list for today. I absolutely will, Laura. The groups are there. I just have to send the email link. I just have to email everyone the links. I will do that right after class today. You're welcome. I wanted to talk about, has anyone seen we've talked about art crayons a lot. Tim Holtz has a new, what do I want to say, like series of distress crayons that are coming out. I ordered mine from Susan at Paper Arts Edmond. I try very hard to support all of the local stores that supported me, and so I try to place an order with them, them each a couple times a year. Anyway, this new set of distress crayons have mica in them. So they have like a shimmer, not glitter, a shimmer. And so I am super excited about receiving those. And so you might check that out. If you want a list of scrapbook stores to support, on my website, I have Anne's Artsy Arsenal. And in that Artsy Arsenal, I have a list of every scrapbook store that has supported me. And so I would appreciate it if you supported them. Check them out. Many of them have online stores, which is super cool. Hi, Aunt Mer. I got your beautiful card. Thank you. It was my absolute pleasure. All right. Well, I love you, so that works out well, doesn't it? Let's see, what else did I have? Oh, they also talked about the quaking aspens in Colorado, which I have been lucky enough to be there in September and see them. Oh my gosh, they're just glorious. And they just, you know how they say that there's the golden hour in photography, right when the sun is getting ready to set? There's that perfect time. I'm just telling you that the quaking aspens make that a huge amount of time. Like, it's kind of like it provides that glorious, golden, perfect photography time all day long. And so they talked about, the interesting thing about those aspens is that when you look like to the mountainside where the leaves have turned, they're always in like kind of like groups or clumps. And they said that the reason that that happens is that they share, all of those trees in a particular group share the same root system. Isn't that interesting? I thought that was kind of fascinating. See, I'm at a skinny spot. I need to concentrate. So next week we will make more cards with these. Today I want to make a banner, which will be so beautiful. Look at how pretty and colorful it is. I'm going to do a banner of 6, I guess. Hi, Lynn. So now I want to look at my purples. Which one is this? I think I like pale violet best. So let's find that. In here, pale violet. So how are we doing on time? Oh, we have lots of time. So, tell me something nice that happened to you yesterday. I'll think of something nice to tell you. What nice happened to me yesterday? Well, we had some... Our doggie Sophie we don't know what's the matter with her. She is having a hard time breathing and moving. She appears to be in pain. So we had she had x-rays taken and a bunch of blood work done, and everything came back normal, which was so frustrating. I'm just going to tell you. So then yesterday we took her in again, and they did the heartworm test, and they gave us some prednisone to give to her. But I just had this sweet moment. You know, she was having a hard time crawling into jumping into the truck. So I drive a little Subaru Forester. So I knew that the back seat of that would be the easiest place for her to be able to get in and get out of, because she doesn't really want Jeff picking her up. So we just put a big old comforter in there, and I just sat back with her on the way to the vet. And you know, she just climbed up there and she just put her head on my lap. And that was my really nice thing yesterday. It was just that feeling that I knew she would come to me for comfort, you know? Anyway, so she's been on her prednisone. She's had 2 doses. She has it like once every 12 hours. So she seems to be more spry today. So we're hoping that this, I don't know. helps her in some kind of way. And then we'll just kind of figure out what to do next. It's just so hard when your fur babies are sick, isn't it? Ooh, have a great pedicure. I was just thinking about that this morning, that it's been months since I've had a pedicure. And I was a pretty consistent pedicure girl, but, you know, stinking corona, it kind of messes up all of our normal things. Have a great time, relax, and enjoy every little minute. And that'll be your nice thing to talk about tomorrow, is getting a pedicure. So Renee, tell me something. Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. Because did you see that Sue is just going to get a pedi? Tam? Renee, tell me something nice that happened to you yesterday. I know there's nothing like a pedicure, is there? It's lovely. And I am making I'm coloring all of these pieces to create a papel picado. So this is my newest printable, Tam. It is called Alejandra, and it has it is all a celebration of Mexico. And so it has marigolds, a slim line of marigolds, and then a banner piece A2, and then a banner piece independent art, and then 2 Spanish sentiments, felicidades, which means congratulations. So it can be used for all kinds of things. And this is I Miss You, which I thought was super fun. Oh, Yayo. No, Y-A-Y-A-O. Wait, no. Y-A. Now I gotta write it. I can't just spell it in my head. Y-A-Y-O-I. There it is. Kusama. Yayo Kusama. K-U-S-A-M-A. She's amazing. I saw your pumpkins, but I haven't had time to comment just yet. Anyway, so now I'm making one of the banners right now, Tam. I made this card yesterday with the marigolds. Super fun, and I'm using my Karin Markers. Do you have Karin Markers, Tam? They're amazing. Well, you better start checking them out, because I think you'll fall in love with them. Absolutely. Our list is long, isn't it? Our list is long. You'll have to check them out. They're really they're water-based, which you know is my jam, but they're super juicy, and this is an unusual occurrence for me to be coloring with them straight onto my substrate. I usually use them as watercolor, scribbling them on a slick surface and then just adding water. This purple is so interesting. It goes on one way and it dries totally different. Do you see the difference? It looks quite red violet, and it dries quite blue violet, which I think is interesting. Oh, what have you been crafting, Renee, for the craft show? Inquiring minds want to know. That goes down one color and dries another. Isn't that interesting? Oh, I do love paper mate flares. I have quite a collection of those too. Oh, Carol, that sounds cool. Oh, I love that. I love that. I think that's lovely. And isn't that the greatest feeling? Isn't that the greatest feeling to do something like that for someone that you may never know who the recipient is? But you'll know that you did a kind thing, you know? I love that. Okay, Renee. Greeting cards. Oh, what kind of bracelets? Greeting cards. Altered notebooks and bracelets. It is a good feeling. I think especially when you do the kind act with no ulterior motive. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, you just do it because it's a kind thing to do, not for a payoff. You know what I mean? I think there's lots of people out there who do the kind thing thinking that their intention is they want somebody to tell them how kind they are, instead of just doing it because it's the right thing to do. And I have a feeling, Carol, that's who you are. You just do it because it's the nice thing to do. Oh, I'm getting it on the side of my hand, so I'm trying really hard to not lean my hand down. And you know what? That's how you find out that you really like to lean your hand down, when you're trying not to do something. So pretty. So how did you create your shawl, Carol? Was it crocheted or knit or what Oh, Carol, I think you're going to love them. I know I have two Carols today. Carol Hoying, you're going to love your Karin Markers. And I think that it's not pronounced Karin. I think it's like, well, I'm not even going to try. Because I will butcher it for sure. Because I think they're from Hungary, maybe? Is that right? I'm trying to remember what country they're from. But anyway, I just love them. Oh, memory wires. Oh, crochet. I loved crochet. I love the knit. I love the look of knit. My mother-in-law and my mother are both amazing knitters. I just, crochet goes so much quicker. And my little impatient heart wants to see progress quicker. But I do love the look of crochet too. I love them both. Almost done. I'm on the downhill stretch. Carol, you need to bust out those Karin markers. You can, I think it's like Karin, something like that. They're amazing. I taught a whole class for Paper and I in Marshall, Michigan on coloring with Karin markers. Ugh, just love them. The colors are super vibrant and also all right. There's so much ink in there. There's so much ink in there. So it feels like it will take forever. Like this is, like I said earlier, this is one of the few times that I've colored with them straight to paper. Usually I use them like as another watercolor source. I just love it. This is the part where you have to be a little careful because of all of these little doodads. It kind of looks like eyelet lace, doesn't it? After I drew it, I was like, oh, that kind of looks like eyelet lace. I love eyelet lace. And I just love those bright colors. What is a lava bead, Renee? Like, would I know it? Like, would I have seen it? Yeah, my mom is a crocheter and a knitter, and so she did teach me, and I've knit a few things in my life. My mom has like beautiful, consistent stitch symmetry. My stitches, I knit loose, and so I'm always trying to tighten up, and so I have to really pay attention. You know what I mean? Oh, yes, yes, yes. I know what. Okay, I know what that is. I think I might have a bracelet like that because I do love those essential oils. I don't use them for medicinal things except like peppermint oil for a headache. But I do. I just love the smell of them. I have all kinds of them. I even bought some when I was in France last year. Not last year. Year before. Maybe the year before that. Crazy. How the COVID just made that last year just kind of disappear in our minds, didn't it? So crazy. No, I ordered them through, I try not to order big things like this through Amazon because sometimes they have counterfeit stuff. So and you know, I'm all about supporting the independent stores. So I ordered mine through Paper and I in Marshall, Michigan. I think Chris is thinking about getting them in though, Tam, so you might ask. I didn't buy mine like a whole set. I bought mine like little by little because I was like, I'm not buying another whole thing, which is such a lie. But anyway, so I told myself I was going to order 10. So I ordered like basic colors and got them and started playing with them and then pretty much fell in love with them. And so there we go. Now I have all of them. Because why wouldn't I? Yeah, me too, Aunt Mer. But I'll just keep looking at that mistake. My Graham was an amazing knitter. Like the one thing, the big advantage of buying them the whole set is that they come in this really cool box that is perfect storage for them. I did not do that. Like I said, I started and stopped. And so mine are in this old coffee tin from my brother. I have all kinds of, my art supplies are in them. Because then he's always with me, you know. Let's see. I missed all these comments. I was able to space out my spending, but then I was paying shipping a bunch of different times instead of one big time. But, you know, whatever. It doesn't matter because I have all the colors now. You know, I love all the colors. Do you think they are tricky? Because they're so juicy, do you think, Laura? And they have a brush tip. I think that might be also, but you know, so do Tombos. So I have the Zigs, I have the Tombos, and I have these, and I love them all for different reasons. Sorry, I yawned. Sorry about that. Everybody take a drink. Yeah, so I think if as long as you use them like a watercolor and not just not direct to paper, I think that you'll have you'll have better luck that way. I feel like I always have more control that way. Yeah, but I'm seeing, so like this purple, look, I can see right there. I need to really make some nice long strokes of color. That's what we learned in art school. Long strokes of color with markers. so that you don't see the start and stop. But look at, do you see, like I can absolutely see my start and stop. And this thing is a little bit difficult because we have all these little bitty spaces. But our long pieces, we should be able to do some long strokes. There we go. Exactly. I did, so I bought 10 to begin with because I wanted all the basic colors. So then I wanted to see, like, I really wanted to test them. You know, any new product like that I haven't used before, I want to, like, really put them through their paces. Like, how well do they blend? How well do they work on this paper and that paper? And, you know, all the different substrates that I use. They are so bright and so pretty, and that's what I fell in love with, Tam. That is exactly what I fell in love with. And it didn't take long before I was ordering more and more and more. And Audrey is the owner of Paper and I, and she's just the loveliest. I just adore her. So we are at 1 hour and 2 minutes. That's so crazy, because at about the halfway point, I was like, oh, we're only about halfway done. And then here we are. Well, thank you all for joining me. I will make this into a banner and post pictures of it, certainly. I hope that I see you in in Saturday's Wordsmith art class, where you can learn some artsy techniques from me and create an amazing page in your dictionary. And then Sunday is whimsical lettering, so that'll be super fun too. I adore you all. Thank you so, so, so much. See you soon. Bye.